Hey everybody, my name is Gadkidru122 and welcome back to Persona 5 Royal. Last time, we took a good look at ourselves and reevaluated our situation after presumably dying, but it turns out that it was an elaborate plan that we had set up in order to fool Akechi-kun and prove definitively that he was the individual responsible for the psychotic breakdowns and the mental shutdowns. We also established who has been ordering him to do these things. A man named Masayoshi Shido, which we have run into a couple of times here and there. But it looks like he really is the one responsible for doing things, if those cutaways are any indicator. So we're in a weird position. The world thinks that we are dead, aside from our Phantom Thief friends and a few select people that we know personally. So we're just gonna have to move on from there. We got a lot of people in the room, so we're going to talk to them and we're going to see what we need to do to proceed forward. But it looks like the plan is pretty set, where we need to steal Shido's heart and infiltrate Shido's palace before the 18th of December. What do you got, Sojiro? Oh, by the way, the police report on your death isn't going to show up at your school. No need to worry. Seems Prosecutor Nijima worked out some kind of deal with the higher-ups or something. I mean, they haven't even said anything to me even. As long as you stay quiet, you'll be fine.
Well,
and I guess if they reported your death now, they'd basically be saying you were a Phantom Thief. They can't really go announcing what the Phantom Thieves are, so I'm sure they'll avoid that. Alright. Futaba, what do you have to say?
Remember how I hijacked your phone during the school trip? That kinda came in handy.
How so?
Put that wiretap app in Akechi's phone? Basically, that let me see GPS info for two phones, yours and his. I'd be able to tell the precise moment Sai Nijima, who had your phone, ran into Akechi. That's when I saw my chance, and beep, sent the signal to activate the Metaverse Navigator. But there was a chance they'd just pass each other without saying a single word. That's why we needed you to tell Sai Nijima to show the phone to Akechi.
This plan still surprises me no matter how many times I hear it.
Still, I couldn't just directly hack into the Metaverse Nav. It's a mysterious app after all. But you know how it has that bookmark function? All you have to do is push the button. Making the phone think he was pushing that button was totally doable. Pretty good, huh?
Yes, Futaba. You shall earn many head pats when this is all over. What do you got, Morgana? At any rate, I'm glad you're back safe and sound. But even that's putting it too lightly. You had it rough in there, didn't you? Only a little.
Sorry.
Akechi was after you all along. I knew it was risky, but we had no choice but to depend on him. But thanks to your tenacity, you were able to fool him. It's payback time. Let's make him regret underestimating the Phantom Thieves. Alright, looks like we've talked to just about everyone. So, do you have anything to say, Futaba?
It may not have looked like it, but everyone else was risking their lives too. Though there's no doubt you were the most at risk. I mean, you actually got arrested. But it seems like all the drugs and stuff made you forget the details of the plan. Want me to explain how it all went down? It might take a bit.
No, not now.
I guess that's understandable. You must be pretty exhausted. Just focus on resting up. You don't have to worry about anything else. And seriously, well done.
Okay, yeah, we could ask her to explain the plan, but we don't need to do that. They made it very clear, and I already spent enough time explaining it, so if you want a detailed analysis on how the plan was executed, watch the previous episode. We're going to bed.
I'm gonna head back then.
I guess I'll head home. Go to bed, alright? Yep, we're going to sleep. I'm not doing anything else.
Guess you won't be going to school for a while. Don't worry about it. This'll be a breeze compared to what we've had to face so far. And we'll have all the time to come up with the plans together. To be perfectly honest, I don't really care what happens to Shido, one way or the other. But when I consider the fact that he's your enemy, I naturally think he's my enemy as well. I'm going to stay with you until the very end. Well then, we should get to sleep. You know, something that Futaba said before. when you were in a pinch in the palace. She picked up a reading of someone who came to your rescue. Was that...
I think you know.
So it was Yoshizawa. Then we'd better let her know you're safe now. And I'll even lend you a hand with that.
Oh yeah, I guess we can't really just go to school and tell her. Wonder how Morgana's gonna go about doing that. Apparently Akechi arrested the leader of the Phantom Thieves. He's a hero. I'm so glad Akechi's back. I hope they can catch the rest of the Phantom Thieves too. He really is amazing.
There's no point in even having an election. Shido's gonna win.
Of course, he's the only reliable politician there is. Plus, the current government has been getting wrapped up in scandal after scandal. Even more importantly, there's just an aura about him. Like he can fix whatever problems we have.
Honestly, it doesn't really matter to me who does it. I just want to see our society back on track. Especially after it turned out those Phantom Thieves were nothing more than scum in the end.
I'll show you.
I heard you went home, so I announced it during homeroom. Are you okay? I am, thanks. You're alive! The news is reporting you committed suicide. Call me when you can. I was so confused. But as long as you're safe, don't worry about school. Just take care of yourself. Is it true that the leader of the Phantom Thieves died? How could the police let him commit suicide in jail? They need to get their together.
Cut that out!
Quiet down, you're in class. Break's been over for quite some time now. I swear, you're like monkeys in a zoo. Oh yeah. I received word from Amamiya's family that he'll be absent for a bit. Jeez, what do you people think school is anyway? It's almost time. Hey, it can't be true, can it? Please tell me you're okay. No problems here. Oh, thank God you're safe. That suicide report was all over the news, and Miss Kawakami said you went back to your hometown. I was honestly worried about contacting you. Even Sakamoto was dodging the question when I tried to ask him. But don't worry, I won't tell anyone. By the way, the fan site is a real mess right now. But I'll keep supporting you from the shadows. Good luck!
Hey.
You don't need to worry about it in here, but try not to do anything to draw attention. Anyway, today's a day off, so eat your curry and take it easy. You can take your time with it too. It's not like any customers are going to be showing up.
Okay.
Let's try and think of the keyword once the Chief's curry has energized you. Have you guys figured out the keyword to Shido's palace yet? I've tried all sorts of stuff, but no luck so far. It is hard to understand the thought process of a criminal mastermind like him. You know, I've been wondering, if he's been behind all those mental shutdowns, doesn't that mean all the weird accidents from these past few years were his fault? Like that subway accident back in April. Now that you mention it, that accident lost the Minister of Transport his job. Wait, are you trying to say Shido caused that accident? But it's the subway. Does he not care about all those innocent lives? This man seems to be truly unbelievable. Supposedly, there are still tons of victims from that even in the hospital now. Besides, he's Shido. How many has he killed over the years? How could we ever understand what goes on in the mind of such a horrible man? Hey, wouldn't it be faster if we just go there and try to think about it on site? Let's try that. If we are going to go, I'd like Ren-kun to join, but will that be okay? Won't somebody spot him there? We'll probably figure out the keyword in no time once we're there. Plus, I can throw off anyone who tails us with my blazing speed. Alright, let's have Ren-kun join us then. Remember though, we're going with the intent of not being seen. Okay, well, let's meet in front of the diet building and force that palace open.
Alright, let's head to the diet building. Make sure you aren't discovered, okay?
You going out?
That's the plan.
You gotta be kidding me. You realize you're done for if you get caught, right? Ugh. The stunts you pull sometimes. Just don't stay out too late.
Akechi isn't here.
Let's begin at once. Police cars are making rounds, so we can't stay here too long. We already have Masayoshi Shido and Diet Building. All we need is what he thinks of this place.
Maybe Mount Fuji, since it's the highest place in the country?
Conditions have not been met.
What about a mansion?
Conditions have not
Since
been
he's
met.
going to subjugate everyone as Prime Minister, perhaps a school?
Conditions have
What
not
about
been
an arena, like the Colosseum?
met. Conditions have
Imperial
not been
Palace?
met. Conditions have not been met.
It's no good.
I thought we would have gained entry by now. Maybe we shouldn't have called you here.
Hey, you think he's guarding his whole palace with a barrier? Shido stole the cognitive science research, right? Well, maybe it had some special move written in it.
Is that even possible?
Who knows? I've got no idea.
There was nothing like that in the notes I saw.
Anyways, what kind of person is Shido? I can't figure him out.
I did some light research on him last night, but I couldn't get a grasp on the type of man he is.
That man over there is probably a legislator, right? I'll try asking him. Excuse me, I'm a member of the newspaper club at my high school. May I speak with you for a moment?
Sure.
What kind of person is Representative Shido? What's he think about the national diet?
His stance is dedication for country. It's how he's garnered everyone's trust. He's an admirable man of action, with a first-class determination. I'd say he's a model politician. I believe that he'll help create a wonderful future in which young adults like you can live in ease.
An exemplary answer. It makes sense he wouldn't tell teenagers anything unnecessary.
Look over there. He's on a walkie-talkie.
Wait, is it about us?
That doesn't look good.
We should leave at once. Tomorrow's the day off, so let's have an early strategy meeting. Meet at LeBlanc, okay?
We should all think about this tonight.
The criminals calling themselves the Phantom Thieves are no more. However, I believe that this country's citizens are still living their days in anxiety. These scandals only increase our distrust of the current government. As a citizen myself, I am enraged.
Look who's talking.
What does it mean to be a politician with responsibility? Working toward personal gain without consideration of the country is outrageous.
The election's public notification is tomorrow. No matter where I go, people are cheering for Shido.
Everyone's being deceived so easily.
I tried looking Shido's interviews up online. They all sound so fake. I checked his profile as well, but I couldn't find much outside of his title and education. He's currently 53 years old and has gone from being a Metropolitan Assemblyman to a representative. Though he is a cabinet member, he split from the ruling party to form the United Future Party. Shido's a cabinet minister? For real? He was specially appointed to the position. That's his current title. Apparently, he also won a contest for who people would most like to have as their boss. Even the news sites write about him as though he's assured to become the Prime Minister. If only we could find out the meaning behind Shido's words.
In order to save this country that has been tainted by villains, social reform is essential.
Ugh.
What's with all the love for Shido? I get no one knows the truth about him, but it still creeps me out. Okay, well, I'm guessing pretty assuredly that we can't do anything tonight. We can't spend time with Sakura, and I'm guessing we can't go out. So... okay, well, I guess I'm gonna try something I've never done before. And it's not just about making tools. First, I do want to go to Shady Commodities. So first of all, I want to get the Salvation Crown, now that I have more than enough yen to get this. This is going to cost a lot, but it will get us a skill Salvation. So I'm going to go ahead and buy that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and make some infiltration tools. At this point, I don't really need much, but I might as well make a couple. So I'm going to go ahead and make a Megiddo Bomb. And I'm going to ask Kawakami to make this. Hi, this is Kawakami. Oh, it's you. I quit that maid job, but I'll still take requests from you, you know. I'll head over there. Just wait for me a bit. Well then, I'll be working here just as I did last time. It will take a while until my work is done. Please go kill some time somewhere. Oh, if only I could, Kawakami. I can't really go anywhere. So what I'm going to be doing instead is something I very rarely find myself doing. I'm going to train. There really isn't anything else that I can do right now. I can't really work on any confidants, and it's not really any social stats I can work on at this point, so...
Oh, you want to do it?
we're going to train.
Yes!
Alright, let's do this. Let me see your fighting spirit. Are you going to take anything? Oh, we're gonna take some protein, my dude. Protein, huh? You have 11 of those. How about it? Let's do it.
Now,
Well, let's begin your
carry out
workout.
our plan.
We're just gonna go ahead and work out in front of Kawakami, because we're a boss, and she's our girlfriend, and we can do this as long as we need to. Alright, you can do this. Clear your mind and focus on your center. Don't give up. Push past your limit. Good job. Let's keep up the hard work.
Nice going!
Seems you've gained some strength.
All right.
Your mat's HP increased by 5. Oh, looks like you're getting results from that protein shake too.
All right.
Alright, another HP increased by 1.
Well then.
Well, it's getting late. Why don't you get some sleep? You like that, Kawakami?
Hi!
Thank you for waiting. Here you go. 1 Megiddo Bomb. She basically made us a nuke. Alright, I'll see you later. That should put an end to the case. It's just like Shido-san said. We can't go wrong leaving things to Masashi Shido. Shido-san's gonna be in this election too, right? Politicians like him are promising. As your physician, I would like to confirm something. Please contact me as soon as you see this. What do you need? Stop making me worried. I'm glad you're okay. I just got nervous when I saw the news. Well, I'll be at the clinic if you need any medicine. It's nothing but the Phantom Thieves on TV. Oh, that's right. Aren't you all supposed to be gathering here today? Make sure you finish eating before everyone shows up. It's almost time for our meeting. I wonder if anybody has figured out the keyword.
Last one. Diamond mine.
No good.
How many do we miss? Perhaps he truly does have a barrier up. Right?
That's not something to be excited about.
We know all the way up to Diet Building, too.
So you enter keywords into the Metaverse Navigator.
Boss, can you turn the TV on? Shido might be on it.
Sure thing.
Goro Akechi.
Him and his stupid composed face.
So, Akechi-san, is it true you withdrew yourself from the media as part of your plan to capture the Phantom Thieves?
I truly apologize for causing such a stir. Honestly, it required a lot of courage to openly oppose them when their popularity was at its peak. I mean, people often lashed out at me online and whatnot.
Then was it also your plan when you said they weren't at fault after their popularity declined?
That was to catch them off guard. I could say I applied my profiling knowledge. Once they lost public support, someone they thought was their greatest enemy lent a hand. That's the same strategy used in romance, wouldn't you agree?
Why is he being treated as an ace detective of justice?
It's not just on TV or online. Newspapers, magazines. I see his face everywhere.
On the other hand, no one's hoping for our comeback on the fan site. Like, at all.
The Phantom Thieves are evil. Shido and Akechi are just. It should be the other way around.
They're manipulating information using the media.
Leaving Akechi aside, we'll get back at him later. Our main issue is Shido.
Were there any instances before when you didn't know the palace keywords?
Well, there was the time with Futaba.
We didn't know anything about her, so all we could do was make conjectures.
Then why don't we just go directly and see Shido?
That's impossible. He's surrounded by bodyguards and followers all the time.
There's no way high school students can get an appointment with him either.
Well, we do have an adult with us.
No, that's still impossible. Besides, that's too dangerous a method.
Well, this is a problem.
What's with the ruckus outside?
To everyone gathered before Yongin Jaya Station.
Isn't that an election campaign car?
Oh, right! The candidates are currently campaigning.
That voice.
I apologize for the commotion. I am Masayoshi Shido.
Wait, did he just say Shido?
Yeah, he did!
It sounds like the same voice I heard back then.
Man, talk about being lucky! We can go check him out without an appointment now!
Hey, Ryuji ran off toward the station. This way, hurry! By the way, did something happen? You didn't seem well a moment ago.
Now is the time to rebuild this crumbling nation. Our government is littered with scandals, and criminals have taken a strong foothold in our society. Such a disgraceful past must be discarded. We must set sail into a new future of dreams and hopes. So our children who carry the burden of the next generation can be proud of their country. So our nation can once again become a powerful one with abundant wealth and luxury. So our beautiful home will be acknowledged as the best country in the world.
I want to listen in on some of the conversations here. What you got? Not the restaurant. Shido? Is it that Shido? He's here? Where? Where is he? Whoa, this is amazing. Let's go check it out. Okay, what else do you have to say? Is that guy Shido? That's right. He's a strong, admirable man. Even more than Dad? Well, yeah, I'd say so. Shido is a wonderful person. Well, ain't that a shame that they don't know the truth? What about you, old man? Did you want to listen in?
I see Shido-san sometimes when I'm walking around town. I got to shake his hand. His smile really left a big impression on me.
I've been hearing a lot about this Shido fellow. I hope popularity isn't all that he's got to offer. Okay, interesting. Alright, that's not quite it. This way? There we go.
I humbly ask that you cast your vote for me, Masayoshi Shido. Let us all set sail toward a happy future, together. I hope to continue serving you all.
Is that the guy? You guys wait here. I'll go get intel for us.
Wait!
Hey! Yo, Shido-san!
Stand back.
I just want to talk to him for a sec.
He's a busy man.
The hell? Ain't he supposed to hear a citizen's comments?
That's enough, Brad.
You're that asshole we met at the hotel before, at the elevators. Oh, I'm sorry. So you can butt in front of other people if you're in a hurry?
What are you talking about?
That moron! Come on, stop!
But these guys...
Hey, kid. You don't want to know what happens when you cross me.
That voice.
It seems the customer base has changed since I was here last. Have they started a daycare? This ain't a show. Get lost, kid. Damn brat! I'll sue!
This man. There's no mistake. He's the same man as the one from before.
What are you looking at? This country is filled with clueless children. I worry for Japan's future. Let them go. My next appointment is coming up.
What a piece of shit. So what do you think after seeing him in person?
He's the one who accused me.
Wait, he's the jerk you told us about before? The same guy? For real? Seriously?
You're sure, aren't you? Shido's the one who ruined your life.
Holy shit. I don't believe it.
Let's get going, okay?
Shido's the guy who set you up?
What kind of fate brought you two back together?
I want to know myself.
Talk about a destined connection. Shido was involved in the cognitive research too, right? This can't be dismissed as just a coincidence.
God, what the hell's going on here?
Shido was already a politician then, yet he sued a student and ruined his future? He must have pulled some strings so that his name wouldn't be mentioned. Furthermore, he also would have had to force that woman into making a false statement.
He would do anything. We're talking about a man who ordered a hit inside the police station.
He can't sit still until he crushes whoever opposes him, no matter how trivial. He's always been that way.
What a piece of shit. Children are the future, my ass! What he's saying and doing are completely different!
But now that we found out who did it, can't something be done about his record?
Once the courts have made a judgment, overturning that decision will be difficult. It'd barely be possible even if proof of innocence is presented and Shido admits to his crimes.
At any rate, we need to trigger a change of heart in him.
Be that as it may, Shido's outer appearance and his true face are wholly different. It's beyond hypocritical. It's as if he's an entirely different person.
He speaks about the good of the country. It makes me wonder what really is on his mind.
That man's full of ambition to rise in the world. He only thinks of the weak as stepping stools for his success.
He treats himself as an elite man while looking down on others. Ugh, that's the worst.
I assume the key word for what he believes the Diet Building is will be despicable too.
It must be something self-centered and completely different from politics.
Someone like him needs to be punished as soon as possible.
Let's head to the Diet Building again right after school tomorrow. I feel we'll get it this time.
Stewing over it won't get anywhere. We have to do this.
The guy behind everything turned out to be your archenemy. What an oddly poetic twist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those clothes. You'd stand out if everyone else is wearing the school uniforms. It might be a good idea to wear your uniform when you head out. Okay, that's a pretty fair thing to say. I'm guessing we still cannot go out and do anything at this current point in time, but I'm going to go ahead and verify it regardless.
Hey!
Okay, so since we can't really do anything right now, I'm going to rely on Kawakami's service. We're going to have her brew some coffee, and I'm going to go work out again, because I really can't do anything else at the moment.
Okay.
Alright, you can do this. Clear your mind and focus on your center. Don't give up. Push past your limit. Good job. Let's keep up the hard work.
Nice going.
Seemed you gained some strength.
Alright.
Your match HP increased by 5. Oh, looks like you're getting results from that protein shake too.
Alright.
And your match HP increased by 1.
Well then.
Well, it's getting late. Why don't you get some sleep?
Hi!
Thank you for waiting. Here you go. Master coffee. Alright, I'll see you later. Seems like there'll be a higher voter turnout this election. It'll totally be an easy win for Shido-kun. He really got famous from all that Phantom Thieves business. He's on track to become Prime Minister. Guess I should be on Shido's side. I've actually been paying attention to the news lately. Aren't you proud of me? Don't you leave it on hoping that Akechi will be there? Well, not that I blame you. He's a real hero. I think Masayoshi Shido is even more amazing though. He's the first politician I've ever believed in. Oh, I know Shido-san too. Sounds like he really wants to improve the country. Can't they see they're being lied to? We have to do something. It's not true that the Phantom Thieves leader died, right? Everything's fine. Thank goodness. There's no way the Phantom Thieves could be defeated. Man, it's such a relief to hear things are okay. Well, if you need anything, I'll be at the arcade. The Phantom Thieves have been on the news recently, so I was wondering how you're doing. Are you going to give up without accomplishing your goal? Nah, I'm fine. So you're okay? That's a relief. I'm expecting great things from the Phantom Thieves. If you need anything, I'm happy to help, my comrade. It feels pretty weird seeing you around on a weekday. You're taking off tonight, right? Sheesh, you're such a risk taker. Listen, make sure nobody notices you, okay? We have to do something about the keyword for sure this time.
Security guards became suspicious of us last time, so we can't stay here for long.
But we still have no hit.
Think it's a barrier after all?
Where'd your enthusiasm from yesterday go?
Ah, shut up. The real game starts at 2 outs.
Enough chatting. You should only be thinking about the keyword.
The citizens are secondary. He only cares about his own well-being and that of his lackeys.
He wants to become Prime Minister, even if it means trampling on others.
Fortune, rich people.
Hey, can you think of anything based on what you've heard from him? Just try saying anything. It doesn't matter if you guess.
Incompetent fools like you just need to shut your mouths and follow where I steer this country.
Steer?
Is it a ship?
It was a match?
What? The Diet Building's a ship? What kind of scenery will that be? The actual building's on land.
I can't even begin to imagine what it will be like.
Well, whatever it is, looks like there are no barriers.
Oh, shut up! Let's hurry up and go in.
Are we clear of the guard's sight?
Get closer to the wall just in case. All right, do it.
Did anything change? We went in, right?
Security guards seem to be gone, but it's difficult to tell for certain. This seems to be similar to what happened with Sis's palace.
But this time, the Diet Building remains unchanged.
The gate wasn't open earlier, though.
Wait, look! Mona's appearance is different.
That means we're definitely in a palace.
Come on, let's go take a look.
How's it look over there? See anything?
Nah, it's totally normal.
I'll check it out.
Huh?
What the heck?
What's up, Futaba? Futaba?
What is it?
The hell?
Huh?
Even though this country may sink, he alone will survive. That's what this cognition is about, huh?
This is bullshit! A country that children can be proud of my ass is completely sunken in his head. If a guy like this stands above everyone, we're seriously done for.
This is beyond ridiculous.
The same goes for Akechi. He should have seen this scenery as well. Yet he still aided Shido.
What in the world is he thinking?
Whether it be for glory or for simply a reward. My father died because of someone like this.
We gotta sink Shido instead of this country.
A palace with not just the center of the distortion, but the entire country sunken. I can't believe there's someone with this tremendous of a desire. Be careful. This will be completely different from past palaces.
We're definitely gonna take his treasure.
Let's go.
All right.
We must put an end to this by December 17th, the day before the elections.
Let the infiltration begin. Time to pay him back for setting us up into a trap.
Wait.
If our clothes aren't changing, I guess you don't see us as a threat yet, huh? Speaking of that, shouldn't Ren have been disguising himself on the way here? Seeing someone in a disguise with a bunch of kids in school uniforms would be super weird. Well, we don't have to worry about any of that once we steal treasure. Let's do this. Yep, we're here, at a brand new palace with Shido. Since Akechi is, for a myriad of reasons, no longer part of the party, need to add someone else to the group to make up for it. I think for now I'm gonna add Haru. She didn't really get a lot of time in the previous palace, so I'd like for her to get a shot today.
My.
So we're gonna add her to the party,
This is exactly what we're hoping for.
and we're gonna get going. This place is absolutely massive. Masayoshi Shido's palace. I wonder what awaits us within. Let's go find out. It's time we begin our infiltration. I understand why he might already see us as a threat, but why are even the passengers wearing masks? Do you think they're trying to be fan thieves, like Noir was with that beauty thief stuff? That's quite enough.
It looks like.
Whatever the reason, it reflects Shido's mentality. Surely he doesn't view others normally.
You're right.
Given the insane nature of his distortion, I'm surprised he even looked like people.
Listen up.
It's very likely we'll end up in battles from here forward. Be on your guard, everyone. Yep, we're gonna have a lot of work to do. This is one of the best palaces in the game. I love Shido's ship.
Huh? What?
Joker, an enemy! Ugh, attacking us with all these people around? It's a big palace. It's a lot of work, though. Mid-boss right to start. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and start with Vault Guardians, since we're not gonna be wasting any time. Megaton raids seem to be less effective since I took the time to lower the damage. We're gonna go ahead and use Zeodyne. Alright, flip with Shock.
I don't know its weak point. It's trial and error time.
Gonna go ahead and use Swift Strike.
You're mine.
This should inflict some technical damage.
Ooh, Joker, you're looking cool.
And this ought to finish him off.
They're dead for.
Nothing too complex.
Oh, is this a show of sorts? Mr. Shido never fails to keep his guests entertained.
Indeed. Those privileged enough to be on this ship are all on the winning team.
What's with these people? Why do they not feel any danger after what they just witnessed?
It's Seems they think no harm will come to them because they're here on Shido's ship.
They're not even sensing the danger. Come on, let's make him see what this ship really is.
Okay, well, like I said, we have a lot of work to do to get through all of Shido's ship. But do make note of the environment. We have a lot of shadows that we get caught by.
It's trial and error time. That's all of them. You did
Don't
great,
forget
Noir.
this feeling.
Good work, everyone.
Okay.
A treasure
I can
chest.
feel it.
Where do you see a treasure chest? Oh, right there. Alright, 3 fear vials small. We take those. My, that's quite a show. Are you entertainers?
Hey.
Joker, we should go. It would be a problem if we started drawing attention to ourselves. Lend me your power. Then let's talk. Once we understand you, me lend you my power.
That Shadow's no happy camper. Be serious and don't make light of stuff.
Me and I can see your true intentions because masks cover face. What are you thinking now? Nothing.
Honestly.
Me not care about that. You do what you want, human.
So?
Your victory pretty much assured, so me want to ask deep question. You have wishes you cannot let go of, even after you die? I won't die.
Fine.
Me understand. That kind of confidence is backed up by your training every day. Me remember talking to you before. Me remember now. Me am not a shadow that belongs here. Me exists in the sea of souls of humans. Me am Cerberus. My power is your power. Use it how you want. Alright, we got a new mask, which means we're gonna have to get rid of some stuff. There's a handful of personas at this point that I can do without because I was mostly hanging on to them for various side quests. So, for starters, no Kaiwan.
You've got a new mask, Joker.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna need to be a little bit more careful because now we're in the yellow. I really do not want to get in the red this early. So I need to start lowering my percentage and just be a little bit more cautious moving forward.
Focus.
Show me your true
Go ahead and
form.
ambush him.
They're done for.
Alright, on leveled up.
All right.
That was easy.
Go ahead and get rid of this. You gotta look at some of the items you can steal a little closer because they're not quite as obvious. Okay, we do have at least one shadow up here. It looks like it's a dog. Join my cause.
Amazing.
I love conversations just as this. So, oh, I'm sorry. I remember now. In truth, I am not a shadow. I originate from the human sea of souls. My true name is Sarasvati. Henceforth, I am thou. Excellent. Gonna go ahead and get rid of Vardy, at least for now.
New mask, Joker.
Or Haridi, I believe. Either way.
Okay.
Good. Now we're down to the blue, and we've activated the fusion alarm. Great! That's fine. Okay, so now that we've gotten to this top floor, let's go ahead and open this door here. This is like a cozy little room. I can sense the treasure's presence. It's that way. Let's go, guys. That was really quick.
These huge doors are obviously suspicious. Wonder what's through here.
There's slots to stick in something like a key card. Whoa, there's 5 of them.
475 people in favor, 0 against.
I hear something.
Since there is no one against the plan, this bill will be unanimously passed as drafted.
Passed? What's going on? Was that Shido's voice?
If this truly is the representatives' chamber as written, beyond here must be the main assembly hall.
The what now?
It's that large conference room that's usually seen on the news.
Oh, that thing! Gotcha. So, what are they doing inside?
Most likely a meaningless vote, one in which whatever Shido proposes will always go unopposed.
So he's doing whatever he wants by keeping only his supporters in there.
What do we do to get in, though? Should we find these keycards?
Maybe we need some kind of qualification. One that vows to be his follower or swear loyalty.
So basically, we need to prove that we're on his side.
We'll have to pretend.
You sure move on quick.
But what's this qualification thing about?
Why don't we ask the guests on this ship?
Great idea.
That thought never crossed my mind.
Asking around doesn't sound like a bad idea. The guests here are the cognitive versions of them in Shido's mind. They'll know any secrets he shared.
True. You have a point.
That said, the ruler here is that evil Shido. It wouldn't surprise me if they did turn hostile.
Right. Yeah, wouldn't they attack us?
We should prepare for the worst, of course. But I think we'll at least be able to talk to them. This ship is most likely an Ark loaded with those that Shido believes are worth keeping alive. It'd explain the luxury cruise ship. I doubt idiots who can't even hold a conversation would be here.
We can at least gather information. It helps that everyone's wearing masks. We'll blend in even with our attire.
He must believe that no one shows their true face to anyone else. Just like him. Well then, let's split up and ask around. Well then.
It looks like everyone's taken off to go gather intel. There's no doubt, I can sense the treasure behind this door. Looks like we've already hit the jackpot. Let's go talk to the others. Alright, well, let's see what we can find. On, what do you got? One of the VIPs used to belong to nobility? Yes, that must be why he can enter the sacred place. I heard he's not easily seen either. But why would someone of his stature always be by the poolside? Well, he must like it there for some reason, but I don't think it's the swimming.
Hey.
Beyond this door is the VIP area, and the main assembly hall is a sacred place. It looks like we can't get in unless Shido accepts us. Okay. Yoink! Ryuji, what do you got? Oh, you have the elegance and refinement so sorely lacking in ordinary citizenry. My, such flattery. A high-class aura emanates from you as well. So you noticed. Ha 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 ha! Most certainly. Ha 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 ha! Hey, these guys totally ignore me when I try to talk to them. Do I look that much like I don't got any money? Is it because of the Skull Massacre or something? Well, thank you, Ryuji. Ever the useless. No, he's plenty helpful. My, even Mr. Ue is a VIP? I just saw him at the restaurant. To think an important politician like him has been invited here. Well, support from the political world should mean mental shutdowns are as viable as ever. Ha ha ha, I'm quite envious. I wonder if there's a way I can get to know him better myself. Ha ha ha, if you wish. Hearing people speak so casually about the mental shutdown business makes my head spin. But it seems as though we need certification from 5 VIPs to become a special customer. These people are willing to share anything. Perhaps it's because their faces are hidden? Alright. Haru, what do you got? I'm not entirely sure how to speak to people here. I either remained silent or spoke in simple pleasantries during Father's business relations. That's okay. Futaba, what do you got? You're some kind of sadist for making me get info from complete strangers, Joker. But I'll do it. I'm going to avenge my mom. You know what? That's fair. Relatively speaking.
I can see it.
Okay, I don't think I want to go up there quite yet. Yusuke? So is that the president of a TV station? Indeed. Mr. Shido has quite the large circle of acquaintances. It seems you have to be at least that important to be considered a VIP. I'm truly envious. Why don't you go play the slots with him? That might get his attention.
Indeed.
It appears these people all want to be accepted as one of Shido's special customers. By the way, I've gained some information on the VIPs. We should discuss later.
Joker.
There's something I've noticed too. I actually saw what looked like a map on our way here. Why don't we go check it out? Alright, looks like we need to go to the middle area to see that map. Hello, squiggly little sound. Just as I thought.
Nice.
We'll definitely be able to use this to our advantage. Let's take it with us.
Well then.
We've gathered a good amount of info. We might want to regroup and go over it all now. How did it go for all of you? Not great, but not bad either.
Well,
I was able to get a bit of intel as well. We should sort through what all of us gained for now. Well, I took a look at the map we obtained earlier and found what appears to be a safe room. Right here.
whoa.
It's close. Perfect. Let's go over our intel there.
Joker!
We gotta head off to the safe room so we can, discuss and stuff. Alright. Perfectly reasonable. Let's go over to the safe room. I believe we saw it earlier, but whatever.
Still, this is a surprise. All the cognitive guests in this palace seem like real humans. The casino earlier looked pretty real too, but talking with these guests was a whole nother story.
You have that right.
This ruler's observational skills and insight are off the charts. Shido's a formidable foe.
Come on, no need to freak out.
I'm not freaking out. I was just thinking it'll be easier to make a plan since they can talk normally. Alright. Let's put together the information we gathered.
So, we gotta get a letter of introduction from the 5 VIPs? And those letters become the keycards?
You're right.
Exactly. Now let's go over what all of us have learned. First, according to my intel, one of the VIPs is an influential politician by the name of Ue. He's supposedly seen at the restaurant at night and sits at a table near the window. I'll go next. I heard about a prominent VIP who used to be nobility? They said he's usually by the pool.
Please hear me out.
Next is my intelligence. It seems the president of a television station is also a VIP. He always plays slots at night. It would seem he spends his money quite lavishly. I'm starting to forget people already.
Hey,
Next is my turn. For real? Even you got info? Of course. I eavesdropped. Supposedly, one of the VIPs is the president of an IT company. He's always in his room and reportedly enters from an exclusive hallway.
Listen up.
Well then, I'll close this out. How the do you get info with your looks? It seems like some guy they call the cleaner is another VIP. I've heard that he's cautious, so it's probably best if we check the other VIPs first. Cleaner? I wonder what they mean by that. Wait a minute. After all the VIPs we listed, this one's a cleaner? Is he really a VIP? Supposedly. I'm sorry, I couldn't get any information. Me neither, so don't worry about it, okay? Let's just work harder during the battle. You're right, I'll do my best. But there's a bigger problem, you know. My memory's, not so great. Anyways, who is who?
It's no use. I can't keep the profiles of 5 people straight in my head.
I can only remember about 2 of them. What about you, Joker?
My memory is pristine.
Really? Wow!
We're up against 5 people. The politician Owe, a former noble, a TV station president, an IT company president, and a cleaner. We get certification from them and obtain letters of introduction that'll serve as keycards. But only go for the cleaner after the other 4 have been dealt with, right?
Whoa, now that's impressive! You go, genius!
If we can't remember the details on the VIPs, let's reconvene inside a safe room.
Alright, let's get this done quickly.
Hey!
We know how to get into the main assembly hall now. Should we head home? Huh? You want to go back already? There are people in here with special letters. That means Shido trusts them to a certain extent. It would be best to consider them as powerful individuals. We do not want to get too hasty. Let's take our time here.
Well...
I guess you do have a little time to spare. Well then, let's head back for today. Yeah, unfortunately, we cannot proceed any further. But at least we got a decent little chunk at the start taken care of, so let's go to the Velvet Room and take care of one little matter of business before we wrap things up here. Okay, so during the fusion alarm, I'm gonna go ahead and make a new persona called Yamata no Orochi by fusing a couple of my other personas together.
You wish to fuse
This is actually a pretty powerful persona that you can get at this point in the game. It's not totally over-leveled, as you will see later on, but it can be useful. Me, Yamato no Orochi. My power overflow like flood. With that mask, it be yours. Alright. Sure, I'll go ahead and change these. Alright. Makajamon. I honestly wish I had kept Freeze Boost. But we did get Bufudine, so that's helpful at least. And of course, the Judgment Social Link will give us more stuff. Drain Ice, actually useless on Yamato no Orochi. I will put it on here just so I have something other than Mabufula, but it's actually useless inherently. That, however, is much better. I'm gonna get rid of Drain Ice for Ice Amp. Diamond Dust, severe ice damage to one foe. Get rid of Bufudine for that. That is excellent. I'm not going to mess with the fusion alarm any further than that, but I am going to take care of one other piece of business here. So I'll see you at the other end of the road. It's finally time that we finish off the Strength Confidant. So first of all, one thing I need to do before we proceed any further is I need to make Horus. This is one of the personas that is essential for making Seth. So we're going to start by making this.
Select the skills
and then we'll go from there. I am Horus. I'll be your mask from now on. Let's fly together into the light. Okay, so now that we have all the necessary materials, let's go over how to make Seth with high counter, because this is relatively complicated, but not so much if you've put in the work that you need to. So, first and foremost, Seth is another optional persona that you can get from Advanced Fusion. It's right there, right in the list, so as long as you can find it there and you have all the materials, you're pretty much set to go. The only reason I didn't get Seth with high counter earlier is because I wanted to get Cerberus from Shido's palace. I knew it was in there, so I wanted to make my life a little bit easier. So we got it from today's session, so we should be good with that. Let's talk about how you can go about getting Seth with high counter, because there actually are multiple ways you can go about doing this. So first of all, you can earn the high counter skill card from the Mementos B mission request, the killer who takes out the trash. This was essentially that homeless guy that we fought at the end of the last area. If you defeat him, you instantly get a high counter skill card. So if you just want to get it that way, you can go about that method and then you never have to worry about high counter again. Okay? So with that in mind, the simplest way, you can make Fortuna and Gear Makala and fuse them to make Horus, or go with any other method that works for you. Then fuse Isis, Toth, Anubis, and Horus together so you can make Seth, and then apply the skill card to him after fusion. Option 2 is to fuse for Cerberus. It learns high counter at level 57, then fuse with Horus to get a Scatty with high counter, then fuse the Scatty with the Silky to get Isis with high counter, and then option 3, you can get Dakini, which learns high counter at level 52, fuse Dakini with high counter to Amino Uzume to craft Anubis with high counter, and then merge Anubis with the 3 other personas that I mentioned earlier to get Seth. So there are a lot of different ways you can go about this. Any one of those methods work, but we're going to go with the Advanced Fusion option with the high counter skill card and get us our result. So let's make that Seth.
I'm Seth. So you wish for the power to kill, even if others abhor you? In that case, I shall become your mask.
We're gonna go ahead and give the high counter card to Seth. Place that right on him. And then we just need to get rid of one of these skills. I'm gonna get rid of Masaku Kaja, because there are different ways I can go about increasing my own accuracy and evasion without using Seth. In exchange, we get high counter. Now then.
Do you need something?
Want to check the status on my penal labor, please?
No.
I will verify the status of your penal labor.
My.
Ah, is that a Seth with the skill high counter?
That's it! That's the persona we asked for! You really made it? The inmate with all those pitiful personas actually managed this.
I guess I can compliment you this time. Well done. You have far exceeded our original expectations. This may not be a proper thing to say to an inmate, but you have done extraordinary work.
You're a real handful, but I gotta give you some credit.
As for the next task we will assign to you, there is nothing. You have fulfilled every duty available to you. As the ones who rule over power, our role is... rule over power. Why did I say that?
A voice is echoing in my head. Justine?
Are you okay?
It is nothing. Just my head. These memories. The one who first wrote this list. It was me? Or was it us? Just... what are we?
Did you remember something?
My apologies. Don't worry. This has happened to me too. Inmate! This is all your fault for not keeping your mouth shut! Caroline, do not shift the blame onto him.
I hope you know you're a real handful, inmate. But fine. I'll grant you that privilege. We've really gone soft, huh?
Perhaps you are too embarrassed to admit how much his concern pleased you.
No! Anyway, we're gonna give you a great ability this time. You're gonna cry tears of joy when you get it. And, inmate, there's no doubt you're a problem child. But honestly, we're real impressed that you conquered all the trials we put forth.
You hold a surprisingly great potential.
So, fight. I'm sure you'll be able to accomplish anything you put your mind to. And you'd better put a stop to the ruin, okay?
Leave it to me.
Trickster, I believe in you. Prove to us that you can reach the truth.
We will be waiting for you.
I feel a strong bond with Caroline and Justine.
I am thou, thou art I. Thou hast turned a vow into a blood oath. Thy bond shall become the wings of rebellion and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened to the ultimate secret of strength, granting thee infinite power.
All right, we have maxed out the Strength Arcana, and with that, we get the VIP treatment. So this will reduce the amount of money needed for the special treatment. So now, it's just gonna cost us even less to make any persona that we want.
All right.
And of course, as always, we will now earn more EXP from Arcana Burst infusing personas of the Strength Arcana. The Twin Wardens have granted you permission to use VIP treatment. In addition, since we have maxed out the Strength Arcana, we can now fuse Zhao Gongen, the most powerful persona of the Strength Arcana.
Be careful not to lose focus.
You're still in rehabilitation till you can get out from behind the bars. Got that, inmate?
Okay, well, I've taken care of all our business in the Velvet Room, and we can't proceed any further forward on Shido's ship today, so let's get out of here for now.
Okay.
Alright, Joker, let's retreat. Now return to the real world from Shido's palace. Thank you for your hard work.
Yo.
Oh, you're back. So, this is it, huh? It's for Futaba, too. Thanks. Do what you need to do. I'll try to help any way I can. Just don't be reckless, got it? That palace is an accurate portrayal of Shido's nature. What do you mean? I have to agree. I'm sure he's quite used to traveling, especially on extravagant ships. And it should be obvious he's not using his own money for it. There are all sorts of rumors online. Oh, I get it. He's using tax money? Not cool, Shido. I think he believes that which belongs to others in turn belongs to him. Even people's lives. That is correct. This country will be a miserable place if Shido becomes Prime Minister. We have to stop him. Right. We gotta pay him back for what he did to Ren, too. Okay, so I'd say that was a pretty productive episode. Over the course of multiple days, we were able to eventually figure out how to get into Shido's palace. We explored a little bit of it, and we even finished off the Strength Arcana, getting a new powerful persona in the process. So, next time on Persona 5 Royal, more likely than not, we're going to return back to Shido's palace and do everything we can to steal Shido's heart. See you guys then.
Nothing left to be found. A mirror running froze.